Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, I'm going to show you how to safely self-pop, crack, or release your full back. And to make it really easy, I broke the video up into separate parts, with each part focusing on a different area of the back. That way you can quickly skip to the one you need the most. Another quick note, these are not chiropractic adjustments. They don't serve to replace chiropractic adjustments. Instead, they're simple stretching exercises that may end in a satisfying self-pop, crack, or release in your back. With that being said, let's get started. So let's start with the upper back, and this is one of my favorite ways to be able to open up pretty much from the base of the neck all the way towards the top of the shoulder blade. So what I'm going to do is focus on the side that feels like it has the most discomfort or just feels like it's really locked up. Let's say it's our right side. We're going to take the arm on that side, bend our elbow at 90 degrees, slide our arm across our lower back as much as we can. What you want to do is focus on building tension right here on the top of the shoulder, working towards the side of the neck. It should feel like that muscle right here, the upper trapezius, is starting to fire. Let's hold this position. We're going to take the hand on the other side, hook the side of our head, and now slowly pull our ear towards the other side shoulder. As you do this, you're going to feel a deep opening stretch from your neck into your upper back. And if it's locked up, you might get a sudden self-pop, crack, or release. But don't try to force this one. If it wants to go, it will go. If it doesn't go, no big deal. Instead, hold this comfortably for 5 seconds. You're going to release it, and now repeat this 5 to 10 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it a little bit more. It may take a couple repetitions until everything loosens up and it finally goes. But if it feels like this one needs to be taken to the next level and it needs a little bit deeper of a stretch, this is what we can do. Let's pull our ear towards our other side shoulder, build up as much initial tension as possible, hold this, and now slowly turn to look upward towards the ceiling. So we're rotating our chin upward towards the ceiling. This will quickly intensify that stretch, open it up a little bit more, and hopefully give that pop. But if it doesn't go, again, just focus on a 5-second stretch, release it, repeat this 5 to 10 times. And for good measure, I would throw a couple repetitions in on the other side too, even if it doesn't feel like it's locked up, just to keep everything in balance. Here's another really good way to target the upper back, especially right in between the shoulder blades, that hard to reach area. For this one, we just need the corner or the edge of a wall. So let's break this one down. The first thing that you're going to do is put your feet out in front of you. That way you can lean your body weight into the wall. And let's try to position our body to the point where the area that we're looking to self-pop or crack is centered right over the wall. And let's press our body weight into it a little bit more to make sure that we have a really good contact point and our spine is not going to slip off. I also like to support my head on the wall during this exercise. So once we've done all of this, we're going to straighten our arms, put our hands upward towards the ceiling. So it should look like our arms are roughly in a Y position. Now press your hands backward as much as you can. As you do this, you're going to feel a deep opening stretch over your back, but more importantly, it should start to feel like your shoulder blades are starting to hug or pinch the edge of the wall. And if it's locked up, you'll probably get a satisfying self-pop, crack, or release. But if it doesn't happen, no big deal. Don't try to force this one. Instead, focus on a deep opening stretch, release it, and then repeat this 5 to 10 times. It may just take a couple repetitions until everything loosens up and you finally get that pop. But afterwards, if it feels like it's on the verge of going, but it hasn't yet, to take this one to the next level, we can do a couple different things. The first is adding in a quick movement with our arms and our hands. So with this one, let's build back into our original stretch. Try to build as much initial tension over that area as possible, and then what you're going to do is just quickly press your hands backward like this. It's going to open that area up a little bit more, and again, you might get that pop that you're looking for. So another thing that you can do is change the position of your arms and your hands. So take them down slightly and then repeat. You're going to notice it targets the muscles and the area of the back a little bit differently. So go towards your side. You can even go towards the floor. If you notice any of those positions are working better for you, make a note of that and use that position when you do this later on. So one of the easiest ways to target the middle back is by doing what I call the schoolhouse popper, because I'm sure at one point during grade school you found that the back of your chair was the easiest way to self-pop this area. So what we're going to need is a sturdy chair with a sturdy back, one that can support our body weight. So I'm going to be using the Wrestler Special, the metal foldable chair. You might also want to grab a towel or something to put over the top for a little bit more comfort. So with this one, you can pretty much target all the way from the upper back all the way below the shoulder blades. You just want to center the spot that you're looking to self-pop right over the top of the chair. So I'm going a little bit below my shoulder blades. From here, let's lean our body weight into it as much as we can to make sure that we have a really good contact point and our back isn't going to slip off. You're going to take your hands, put them on the back of your head. Now wing your elbows backward as much as you can until you feel a really good stretch in your back over that area. You're now going to press your head backward like this, lowering it towards the floor. This will create an arch in your back, and you're going to feel a deep opening stretch over the spot that the chair is making contact over your spine. I like to just build into this one as much as I can, and if it's locked up, the odds are you're going to get that pop. But if it doesn't happen, no big deal. Instead, focus on a deep, comfortable stretch for about 5 seconds, release it, and then repeat this about 5 to 10 times. It just might take a couple repetitions until it finally goes. But afterwards, if it feels like it needs a little bit more to finally get it to release, this is how we can take it to the next level. Let's build back into our original stretch, create as much tension as possible, hold this, and now quickly wing your elbows backward and press your head back at the same time. This will create a little bit deeper of a stretch like this, and the odds are it's probably going to go. But give that a couple repetitions because it may take a couple repetitions until it finally goes. And then from there, you can just position over any spot and repeat. But if you want to take this one to the next level, you can also focus on different movements of the back, putting it into different positions to also target not only the back, but also the ribs. So what I like to do from here is go right over the spot that I'm looking to adjust, but I'm going to tilt my body, my back towards one side. So I'm tilting a little bit towards my right. What you're going to notice is the chair is now going to contact more off to that side, especially over the ribs, and now you can build back into that original stretch. It just may open it up a little bit more. So give that a try towards the right and also towards the left. If any of those positions work out a little bit more, just remember that for future sessions. So one of the best and safest ways to be able to self-pop the upper and middle backs is by doing the foam roller method. I do this one every single day at lunch. It will help open up the area, but also massage tight, achy muscles. It feels wonderful. All you're going to need is a high density foam roller, one that's going to be a little bit wider than your back. A really good size is a 24-inch foam roller, which I'm using right here. If you'd like to pick up this exact one, I'll leave a link in this video's comments section and description. Really good investment. So let's start on a floor, and you're going to position the foam roller right below your shoulder blades. It's really important that when we do this that we stay off the lower back. That can cause irritation, which we don't want. So pretty much from the bottom of your shoulder blades all the way up towards the base of your neck. What you want to do is just take your hands, put them right on the back of your head, and you're going to wing your elbows backward and let your head fall down towards the floor. Let's get into a bridge position, which basically means that we're going to drive our heels into the floor and then lift our butt upward towards the ceiling. At this point, our upper back is going to be supported by the foam roller, and you're going to notice a deep opening stretch right over the spine. It usually feels really good. So again, we just want our head to fall downward towards the floor and wing our elbows towards the floor also. So at this point, just use your leg strength to roll up and down. I'm already starting to get a couple pops. It just feels really good. I really love this. So again, I just roll up and down from the bottom of my shoulder blades all the way up towards the base of the neck. And when you do this, you're probably going to find that certain spots just feel really tight and achy. At that point, I would concentrate a little bit more over those spots until everything releases. But if you want to take this one to the next level, especially if you have one spot that just doesn't want to pop, this is what you can do. Let's center right over that spot that we're looking to self-pop. And at that point, I'm just going to quickly wing my elbows downward while also pressing my head down towards the floor at the same time. So it looks just like this. And what you're going to notice is it opens up the area a little bit more and you might get it to pop, but don't try to force it. If it wants to go, it will go. And if you do want to focus a little bit more on the ribs, this is what you can do to take it to the next level. Instead of keeping your body pretty much straight over the foam roller, what I like to do is tilt a little bit towards one side. So I'm rotating towards my right, just to the point where that foam roller now is going to roll a little bit more over the ribs and the shoulder blade. You can just target that area a little bit more. So give that a try towards the right and also towards the left. If any of those positions offer a little bit more relief, Just keep building into it until everything is nice and loose. So one of the safest and quickest ways to be able to self-pop, crack, or release the lower back is by doing an exercise called the corkscrew. For this one, we're going to lie flat on our back in bed or on a floor. Have your legs roughly hip width apart. I always like to focus on the side that feels like it's the most locked up, or the side that I feel like I'm having discomfort or pain. Let's say it's our left side. We're going to keep that side's knee bent while the other leg goes straight. Now slowly raise your knee upward towards the ceiling and have your knee at 90 degrees. This stretch is going to focus on two different stretches in one. The first one is going to focus on our lower back. We're going to take the hand on the other side, hook on the outside of our knee. Now slowly pull your knee across your body. As I do this, I usually feel a really deep stretch form on the outside of my thigh that works towards my buttocks, the glutes, and then finally into my lower back. Focus on feeling it into the lower back. You're going to hold this comfortably and now build into the second stretch, which is going to focus on our head and our upper back. Let's take the arm and hand on the other side, point it straight up towards the ceiling, and now slowly turn your upper back and head towards the other side. So my lower back is rotating towards my right, while my upper back is rotating towards the left. This will create a corkscrew effect in the lower back, and the odds are you're going to feel a deep opening stretch that will end in a satisfying self-pop, crack, or release. But if it doesn't go, no big deal. Don't try to force it. Instead, focus on a deep, comfortable stretch, holding this for 5 seconds. You're going to release it, and then you're going to repeat this 5 to 10 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. Afterwards, see how you feel. If you got some pops, you're good to go. But if you would like to just focus on a good stretch, you're more than welcome to throw in another set or two. Just remember though, whatever you do on one side, always do on the other to help keep everything in balance. So another really good way to self-pop the lower back is by doing what is called the sacral roll. For this one, I'm going to be using my 24-inch high-density foam roller that I mentioned earlier in this video. Again, if you'd like to pick one up online, I'll leave a link in this video's comment section and description for this exact one. So let's start on a floor and position the foam roller below our belt line across our pelvis and our sacrum. The nice thing about this exercise is it can help pop the lower back, but it can also help pop our sacroiliac or SI joints. You want your legs roughly hip width apart, knees bent at 90 degrees. Take your hands, put them off to your side like this for support. So what you're going to do is slowly raise your knees upward towards the ceiling. Now you're going to focus on moving through your hips and your lower back with this one, and slowly swing your knees towards one side. As you do this, you're going to feel a deep stretch form on the outer part of your thigh, working towards your buttocks, the glutes, and then finally into the lower back. Focus on feeling it in the lower back. But the nice thing is, on the other side that's making contact with the foam roller, you're going to feel a really deep amount of pressure that will open up that SI or sacroiliac joint, and that may release in a satisfying self-pop, crack, or release. Build into this one. If it's locked up, you're probably going to get a couple pops, but if it doesn't happen, no big deal. Instead, focus on a deep opening stretch. Hold this for about 5 seconds, and then what you're going to do is repeat this on the other side. So just kind of move back and forth like a windshield wiper, just like this. I like to do it about 5 to 10 times, with each repetition trying to build into it just a little bit more. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching.